Hello students, welcome to Programming with C and C++ online classes. Today I am going to explain about the concept of preprocessors. Actually, in the last class I have started preprocessors concept, but from that continuation part, in the last class I have completed some portion of preprocessors, and from that continuation onwards in this today's session I will complete. Okay, and now shall we start our session? Okay. So actually in the yesterday concept again I would like to explain again what is preprocessor. The preprocessor is a macro processor that is used by compiler to transform your code before the actual compilation. The C preprocessor is a macro processor. The C preprocessor is a macro processor that is used by the compiler. Actually, the preprocessor used by only compiler, not by us. Just we have to declare the statements. We have to declare the, we have to use the preprocessor directives. While compilation time, the compiler it will check. While compilation time, the compiler it will check the source code, entire source code, complete source code. If the program contain, if the source code contain any preprocessive directive, if the program contain any preprocessive directive, then the compiler will not compile first. First it will, the source code will transfer to the preprocessor. The source code will transfer to the preprocessor. Before the actual compilation of compiler, before the actual compilation by the compiler, the entire source code can transfer to the preprocessor. All of you carefully observe. In the yesterday, somebody confused it. So that's why again I'm going to explain right now. So all of you carefully observe. Who are having the doubt about on the preprocessors concept, then those people concentrate on this video again. And after this introduction part is over, then again I will complete from that continuation part also. Remaining preprocessor, conditional preprocessor directives also we have now. So that all those things I will explain with practically. Okay, right. Now we have to see the source code first, and this is called source code. After that, the source code will transfer to the compiler. The compiler first it will check the source code. All of you carefully observe the diagram, then only you can understand the execution flow of the source code while compiling time, while executing time, what are the files they are using, and what is the behind process going on. That behind process also we have to see, otherwise we can't understand. This is source code. Source code is nothing but whatever the program we have typed, that program is called source code. Whatever the program we have typed, and that program we have to save with the .c extension. All of you carefully observe here. Simply for your understanding purpose, I am simply opening developer window and I am typing one example program. For that, first program name, it is called simple program. The program title is simple program, and hash include is the preprocessor directive here I am using. Why? Because of, by using hash include preprocessor directive, we can simply link the predefined libraries. What are the predefined libraries we have? That predefined libraries we should have to link in our current program by using hash include preprocessor directive. So that's why here hash include keyword and hash include preprocessor direct I am using. How can you find out this is preprocessor directive or not? If anything start with hash symbol, if anything starts with hash symbol, then it is called preprocessor directive statement. Understand? Here stdio.h, stdio.h. Here by using that hash include preprocessor directive, we are linking to the stdio.h library in our program. And next, void main. This is normal executable function, but it is also one of the predefined function. Without main method, we can't execute any C program. Here, what is my requirement? I want to print a simple message. I want to print a simple welcome message. I am printing welcome to India. Okay, so this is my requirement. So after compilation, while executing time, while running this program in the console, I would like to print this message only as a output. Okay, so now the program is over. So whatever the program we have typed, this entire all statements, first we need to save. So that's why go to file menu, choose save option. Here now I am saving on the desktop with the name of simple dot c is the extension and save as type is all files. All of you carefully observe. Here simple is name. Name is your wish. While saving time, any C program, the name is your wish. But you must have to an awareness to save with the valid name. Because of the program belongs to, it is a simple program. So that's why I have saved a simple name. Understand? So that related names we need to give to save while saving time. Okay, but .c is mandatory for each and every C program. So that's why .c is I given here. And down save as type is there now. So here you need to put all files only. Understand? Because of the extension here I given. Here I already given that extension with the file name. That's why. Okay. Now I am saving on desktop. This file is saving on desktop. So this entire file, now this entire file is source code. Why? Because of till now we are not compiling this one. Till now we have not compiled this program. If it is compiler, then it is executable file. Understand? If it is compiler, the compiler will produce one .exe file based on this source code. Okay, based on this source code. So all of you carefully observe. If the file is simple.c and the program typing is over, after we need to save with the name with .c extension, then this entire file is called source code. Then this entire file is called source code. So here file example name is what? Simple.c. Simple.c I given because of that is source code. So this box is indicating with source code because of in that simple.c file is we have. After that we need to compile. So for that this entire source code when we press compile option in the execute menu, here after source code typing is over now we need to compile. For that we need to go for execute menu. So in that compile option is there so while when you click on that, immediate internal process what it will behind internal process is going on. First the entire source code is transferred to compiler. The entire source code is transferred to compiler. So compiler functionality is what actually? Compiler first it will check the entire source code. That means whatever the program we have, that program line by line first it will read. If any pre-processing directive it can find out by the while checking time, if any pre-processing directive it can find out by the compiler, then it can found by the compiler, then immediately it will transfer to the preprocessor. Before compiling, first it will check the entire code. If any pre-processing directive it can found in the program, then immediately it will not compile. Then immediately this entire code will transfer to the preprocessor. All of you carefully observe. Here simple program hash include. Yeah, here one preprocessor directive found. So compiler also will stuck here. While reading the compiler also will stuck. And this is compiler can understand this is preprocessor directive. First we need to transfer this entire file to preprocessor. This entire file to preprocessor. The above box is preprocessor. Understand? The above box is preprocessor. So this entire source code first come to the compiler. After that, compiler will check entire code. If any preprocessor direct it found, then the compiler found, then immediately the entire source code will not compile by the compiler. Again, it will transfer to the preprocessor. The preprocessor functionality is what actually? The preprocessor functionality is, again, first it will pre-process. Here actually the meaning is we have in the word only. Pre-processing. Pre-processing means it is called pre-processing statements which are defined with the preprocessor directives. So here by using preprocessor direct we can also need to process this, we need to link this file. So that means first the preprocessor it will link this stdio.h library into our current program. After that, any one more pre-processing directive we have here? No. Here only one statement, one pre-processing directive, only one we have. So only one purpose. First it will link to the in our current program. Okay. So then again it will, here remaining pre-processor directives we don't have. Here only one pre-processing directive. So after completion of this task by the preprocessor, again the file will retransfer to compiler. Understand? Yes. Next, compiler. Next it will read the entire code, and after that it will produce to the two files. After compiler is successful, it will compile and it will produce to the two files. It will produce to the two files. What is that? First it will generate after compilation, successfully compilation, here it will generate simple dot backup file, it will generate. After that one more file it will generate, simple.exe file also it can generate by the compiler. So while executing time, simple.exe file it can use by the execute engine by the C software, and this file is helping to simple.exe file. Simple.bak backup file is help to simple.exe file while executing time, because of that is the supported file to simple.exe file. And now I want to execute. The compilation process is over now. Now I want to execute. This box is indicating with executable engine. So by using executable engine, first the code, the .exe file, while executing time, the .exe file will transfer to the executable engine. And after that, one output will produce on the console. So in this process going on behind, while executing and while compiling, this entire process will do by the C software. First it is called source code. Whatever the program we have typed, that program is called source code. After that we need to compile this entire source code. We need to transfer to the compiler while pressing F9 keyword in the keyboard. So while compiling time, first it will check the entire source code line by line it will check. If any pre-processing directive it will found by the compiler, then immediately that entire code will transfer to the preprocessor, because of the preprocessor need to execute some pre-processing statements. Because of compiler will not process this code, because of for this statement purpose preprocessors will work. So that's why while reading time any preprocessing directives it can find by the found by the compiler, immediately that entire code will transfer to the preprocessor first. So after that preprocessor statement will process, I mean that stdio.h. In our example purpose in our program only one preprocessing directive we have. So that preprocessing directive first it will pre-process, first it will link to the in our program. After that it will check any other pre-processing directives it have. I mean if anything not have, if any pre-process, because of here only one pre-processing directive we have and one more pre-processing directive we have now, no, there is no. So that's why after processing of this, after linking of stdio.h, if that pre-processing task is over, again it will retransfer to the compiler. The entire source code it will retransfer to the compiler. The compiler then it will compile, and after that compilation successfully completed, and it will, the compiler will generate the two files. First one is simple.backup file and simple.exe file, and after that we need to execute now. For that go to execute, go to execute and go to execute menu and choose run option now. So in that time here the executable engine first read by the simple.exe file. So after generating simple.exe file it will generate now after compilation. So while executing time this file it can read by the executable engine. So simple.backup file is helping file to simple.exe file. So while executing time it can give the support to the simple.exe. After that executable engine will execute the program and it will generate one output. So that output we have to see on console window. While pressing this one it will compile. So the entire process will do by within fraction seconds only. Okay, and after that we need to execute. So it is printing on the output, it is printing the message on the console window as a output. So like this entire process will do by the preprocessor. Understand? So the preprocessor functionality is like that. It is called macro preprocessor because it allows us to create our own macros also. All preprocessor directives starts with hash symbol. Just now I told you na, any preprocessor directive, if you use any hash symbol with any keyword, it is called preprocessing directive. Understand? So here in this entire program, hash include is one of the preprocessing directive. Now I am minimizing this one, and next there are three main types of preprocessor directives. What are they? Macro preprocessor directives and file inclusion preprocessor directive and also conditional compilation preprocessor directives. So there are three types of preprocessor directives. Actually there are number of preprocessor directives, but according to, for your understanding purpose, a few examples are given here, and if you want more information about the preprocessor, then you can search in Google and also read by the some statements, and also you should have to practice with the statements, then only you will get full awareness on preprocessor. But here I given regularly used preprocessor directives. So in that the first option is what? Macro preprocessor directives. Now let us see and also understand by the macro preprocessor directives. Okay, a macro is a segment of code. Which is replaced by the value of macro. There are two types of macros. What are they? Hash defined and also hash undefined. These two are macro preprocessing directives. The first one definition is what? Hash defined. The macro is an identifier. Here the macro is an identifier that is replaced by value. It is widely used to represent a numeric constants. All of you carefully observe. And one more program I am typing. It is called preprocessor directives demo. Okay, demo. Preprocessor directives demo. For that, next hash include stdio.h. This is a default pre-processing directive. Okay, so that's why in every program we have to use this one. Again, one more pre-processing directive I am using. What is that? Hash defined. Hash defined. Hash defined. All of you carefully observe. Hash defined. The macro is an identifier that is replaced by value. It is widely used to represent numeric constant. For example, the pi is the value. If you want to maintain in your program for the fixed values while executing time, while in the single execution time, if you want to change that value, it cannot change. So that type of constant, if you want to maintain, for that purpose, hash define is very useful. Okay, hash define is very useful. So that means pi is the fixed value na 3.14. The pi value is what actually 3.142. So 3.142. So like that, this type of values, I mean these are the fixed values. Pi value we cannot change at anywhere because of that is the fixed value. Pi value is what 22/7 na. If you calculate with that 22/7, if you divide it by with 22/7, and it will generate this fraction value 3.142. Okay, so this type of values we cannot change at any time because of these are the fixed values. So these type of values we can define by using hash define macro. Understand? These are the fixed values. If you want to maintain your fixed values in your program, for that hash define is also one of the useful thing. So that's why we need to use hash define pre-processing directive to define pi value. So here pi is the identifier. And 3.142 is the value, and this is also equal to, and in C program we have to write like this also. In C program the constants also defined like this also. const is the keyword, const is also keyword, and pi is the value, pi is the identifier, sorry, and here data type is also we must have to maintain, and also pi equal to 3.142, and this statement is also equal to this one. In the next class I will explain about the constants. In that time I will explain about this constant keyword and data types and also identifier value. Okay, so this is pre-processing. There are two ways to define the fixed values. So one is by using pre-processor directive, and second one is by using constant keyword. Understand? But now our concept is pre-processing directive, so that's why this is I am removing. So this is I am commenting for your understanding purpose. Just I given an example for you. Okay, so here I defined one pi value. If you want to undefine, so that pi value is task is over, so then in that case we need to undefine also. I mean we need to remove from the program that pi value. So for that hash undef we have to use. Undef pi 3.142. Understand? 3.142 we can use. Sorry, here value not required. Pi is enough. Okay, undef means first if you want to declare any pi value, if you want to use any pi value by using any pre-processor directive, for that we need to create a macro. By using hash define pre-processor macro, we have to declare pi value. Pi is the identifier 3.142. After completion of this entire task, now I don't want this pi value in my program. So in that case, one more macro we can use, that is hash undef. If you want to remove pi value by using pre-processor directive, so for that undef is very useful. So here you simply use like that. This means removing pi value in our program. Understand? Removing pi value in our program. So like that we can use this one. Next, so here macros concept is over now. Undef means what? Undef means by using this macro we can undefine the existing macro. We can undefine the existing macro. Nothing but already we have created with the has defined. We can created the pi value with has defined. So after completion of this task, so by using undef we can undefining. Nothing but it can removing from the program. That is the simple thing. Okay. It is for declaring purpose. It is for removing purpose in our program. Next. So macros are over right now. Macros definition is over. And next, file inclusion of preprocessor directive. File inclusion of preprocessing directive. All of you carefully observe. All of you carefully observe. Hash include stdio.h. If you want to write this one, and this the hash include preprocessing directive is used to link the predefined header files into our current program. So here angular brackets also we are using now. So instead of this one we can also use hash include in between double quotes stdio.h, and this is also equal to this one. So you have to link the header files by using hash include preprocessing directive, but instead of using angular brackets you just simply use double quotes. So in between double quotes that predefined header file we can write in our program. Understand? So this is also equal to this one. So anyone we can define. This is also will work properly in our program. No problem, no doubt. Okay. So these two are file inclusion preprocessor directives. The file inclusion preprocessor directive is represented with hash include keyword. By using hash include keyword, we can import predefined and user defined libraries into our currently developing program. Okay. So actually this is predefined library stdio.h. So in some cases, sometimes we also sometimes we want to link our predefined libraries as well as we want to link our user defined libraries also. We also create our own defined libraries. Okay. So these are came with along with C software. But sometimes as per our project requirement in real time we also need to create some libraries, user defined libraries. After that in some other projects we need to include, we need to link that predefined existing libraries, user defined libraries. Understand? Everything we have to do. If you want to create our own user libraries, then you can create. For that also some syntax is available in our C program. And this is, if you want to link that user defined program as a hash include preprocessing directive, we can simply use. So we can hash include directive in two ways. We can also link that predefined directives or user defined directives. There are two ways. The first one is by using angular brackets, and also second one using double quotes also possible. So both are equivalent functionality it will provide to the in our program. Just now I shown in the program. Understand? So is it working or not? Just simply we can see is it working or not. Wired main printf hello world. Okay, hello world. Now I am saving this one. Preprocessors 1.c all files. Now I am pressing enter key. Now I am compiling. Here I forgot semicolon. Each and every line should end with semicolon, so that's why. And go to execute menu. Again we need to compile. It is not showing any errors or warnings now, like that. If you comment this one, immediately it will not link by the preprocessing directive. It will show the one warning, incompatible implicit declaration of built-in function printf. Understand? So if you remove these two slashes, then it will compile successfully without showing any warnings. Understand? So this is the process of declaring header files. There are two inclusion directives. By using hash include there are two ways. By instead of using angular brackets, you just simply use in between double quotes also that predefined or user defined libraries we can configure. Next, third one, conditional compilation preprocessor directives. Conditional compilation preprocessor directives. Conditional compilation preprocessor directives. So for that, here I am removing just this code. After I have to declare here already one pre-processing directive that is called hash include, and now conditional compilation preprocessor directives are there are 6 conditional compilation directives. There are 6 conditional compilation directives. Actually there are number of conditional compilation directives, but here I given a few example for you. These are the regularly used conditional compilation preprocessor directives. Understand? So the first one is hash if def. Hash if def. The hash if def preprocessor directive checks if the macro is defined by the hash define or not. If yes, then it will check true or false. If it is true, then execute the code. Otherwise, hash else code is executed. All of you carefully observe. Wired main, and after that opening bracket closing bracket hash if def pi, hash if def pi print f what pi value. Pi value I need to print pi value. Okay, so for that I given. And next hash and if. Here opening if, here if open, and here also and if I am closing. Okay, opening and closing also must and should be required. And first it will check the pi value is declared or not. So first now I am saving this one. For that go to file menu, choose save option and go to execute menu. Now I am compiling. So 0 errors, 0 warnings. So compilation successful. Syntactically everything is right, but while executing time it will not show anything. It will not show anything. Why? Here what is our requirement? If the pi value is there, then it will print. If the pi value is not there, it is not print. The if def functionality is what? First, by in our program, macro is defined or not. Macro is defined or not. So any macro we have defined now, so there is no macro for the pi value. So that's why it is not printing anything and it is not executed this statement. If the pi value is declared, if the hash define pi 3.142 I have declared here. Now it will print because of the hash if def conditional preprocessor directive functionality is what first it will check the pi value. So the pi value macro is existed or not. So here existed, nothing but we have declared. So here the value is there, nothing but if the value is there, then it is true. The inside statement it will execute. If the value is not there, instead it is taking false condition. So that means it will not execute this block. This printf statement it will not execute. Understand? Now I am compiling one more time. Now I am executing one more time. So here it has printed pi value now. So nothing but the true condition executed. All of you carefully observe. All of you carefully observe. Save. Wait, don't confuse. Diagrams, and this is called JPEG preprocessor. This diagram again I don't want to draw, that's why I am saving. So here one new paint window opened. For what purpose? hash definition explanation purpose. So this is called hash if def. If def. Here my condition is what actually? Pi. Okay, Pi. Here two ways it will execute. The first one is true base and second one is false base. Second one is false base. Carefully observe what it is going on behind. Here only one true base we have. Okay, false base not there. Because of else statement I haven't used it. In the next coming classes, conditional statements, that concept is coming, will come. So in that case also it will explain clearly. Okay, there are two ways to work with C program. The first one is pre-processing directives and also some C type syntaxes. Okay, but here now the concept is going on pre-processors. So in the next coming classes, syntax wise statements also it will come. So now we have to concentrate on pre-processing directives. Okay, there are two ways to work with C program. One is pre-processing directives and second one is normal C type syntaxes. So here if you declare hash if def in pi, so if the pi value existed or not, first it will check in our program. So here existed or not, hash include stdio.h, one is the header file, and next one hash define pi 3.142. so first it will check, first the control will check if the existed macro is there or not. Yeah, here there. So then the condition is true. The condition is true. So true block it will execute. True block it will execute. If the condition is false, if the condition is false, there is no false statement. Understand? In true means if the first it will check the pi value. If the pi value is there here, yes, pi value is there. So then it is true. So then immediately printf statement will execute. If pi value is not there in the existed macro, with the existed macro, then that means it is going to indicate with false. So immediately the control will goes out. So control will not enter into the in between these two pre-processing directives. Because of this is called one black block here. So if you want to execute this block, compulsory this pi value should be in the true. That means compulsory this statement should be true possession. So here the value is there, na? That means true. Then only it will execute. If the value is not there, so immediately this statement will not execute. The control will comes to the next line of statements. Here there are no else block. So that's why anything it will not print. So here pi value is there, na? So that means it will print this one. Just you please concentrate on with the diagrams. If the condition is true, pi value is there, na? That means 3.142 positive value it has. So that means it is true. If the value we have in our existed program, if the pi value is there, so it is true. So then only this box will execute. If the pi value is not there in here, then immediately the false condition will execute. But in the false state, there is no executable statements. I haven't written anything. Okay. So that's why there is nothing to execute there. But here if it is true, then it will execute one statement. So here one statement I have written. All of you carefully observe. Okay. Like this it will execute. All of you carefully observe. Now I am executing this program. So it is showing 3.142 na. So like that, now I am removing this one. Now I am removing this one. So here carefully observe. I have removed. It will not show anything because of that is the false statements. Because of that is false. So there are no statements to execute. So that is the functionality of this one. Understand? Next. if def is over. Next, if end def. Hash if end def preprocessor directive checks if macro is not defined by hash define, then if block will execute, otherwise hash else block will execute. So actually if def is one process, so that is reverse process for if and def. Here if the macro is there, if the macro is existed, if the macro is declared by using hash define, then this block will execute. Here n means if no definition. Okay, if first it will check the existed macro is there or not. If it is not there, then only this block will execute. Reverse process, then only this block will execute. Just simply you can put n. Yeah, n I have typed there. Here existed macro is not there, hash defined pi value is not there, but this will execute. But if the executed macro is there, then it will not execute. Reverse process. Pi undeclared. Pi undeclared. Okay, so value is not there, so that's why immediately this is we have to print just a simple message. So this block execution only na hello. Okay, now I need to execute this one. Compiling, yeah, running, yeah, hello is executing na. All of you carefully observe. If end def means first it will check the pi value is there or not. Here not there, then only it will execute this block. If pi value I declare here hash define pi 3.142, then this block will not execute. Reverse process. Before the before process for that reverse process is this one. So here not printing anything na, so that is the if and definition. Okay, next here if else elif. Here also same. If the condition is true, then only if block will execute. If the condition is true, then only if block will execute. Here I am showing some diagrams. All of you carefully observe flowcharts. If conditional pre-processor directives flowcharts. Yeah, here observe, if the condition is true, then only true block will execute. If the condition is false, then false block execute. Okay, so that means these are the conditional statements diagrams. So preprocessors also will work like that. Here I am just creating one more file. Hash if demo. Okay, hash include stdio.h hash if demo, this one, and after that void main open bracket and closing bracket and hash if. Here I am writing one condition. What yeah, 1 I given, just one, number 1 I given, and print f the condition is true. And next hash and if. Okay, so now I am saving this one. Hash if dot c. Now I am compiling F9 hash include. Yeah, I forgot D here, that's why it is showing one error. Now I am compiling. Implicit declaration built-in function printf hash include. Sorry, here also just missed hash include. Now I am compiling, so it is showing 0 errors and 0 warnings. That means compilation successful. Now I am executing by pressing enter key. So the condition is true now. That means here whatever the positive values if you give, whatever the positive values, instead of 0 it will give, so all positive values are true and all zeros are false. Okay, if you give any positive value, then the condition becomes true, then this block will execute. Nothing but the control, all of you carefully observe, if the condition is true, then immediately control will comes and enter into that block. If the condition is false, immediately it will comes outside, inside block it will not execute. So here instead of this one 0 I am just using, carefully observe, again I am compiling, again I am executing, so it is not printing anything now. So that is the false statement execution because of 0. So if it is 1, instead of 0 it is 1, it will print any positive value, not only 1, any positive value if you give here, then it will execute in the proper way. But every time you need to compile and every time you need to execute to see the output. Understand? Okay. Now, and one more thing, here else process is also there. Else process, hash else, print if this is false, this is false, sorry, the condition is false, the condition is false. Now I am saving this one. This means if the condition is true, then if block execute, if the condition is false, then else block will execute. So now instead of 1 I am giving 0 here. Now I am saving, again I am going to execute menu, choose compile option. So here I forgot semicolon, that's why it is indicating error, it is showing, it is telling owner. Again I am saving, again I am compiling, again I am executing. So the condition is false because of, beside if what we have 0, that means condition is false, nothing but the first block it will not enter to execute and second block it will enter, because of based on 0 else block we need to execute, that instruction we given by us. Understand? So that entire process we have to know. Here elif means if you have more than 2 conditions, if you more than, here only one condition na? So if you have more than one condition, instead of this one we have to use hash elif. Here also one more condition. So compulsory this condition, if this condition is true, then this block will execute. Printf, this is second condition, so this is also will execute. Understand? Control F9. So the second condition is executed now because of the first condition is false, so first statement will not execute. The second condition is true, second statement it will execute. And if any all conditions are false, then else block will execute. So here all conditions will false now, so else block will execute. All zeros are given and by default else block will execute. The condition is false, so that statement is available at where? Hash else only. Understand? So like that, if you want to execute, if you want to check more than 2 conditions, so number of elif statement we can give, no problem, number of elif statements. Understand? So like this. Okay, so today pre-processive directive statements are over. Pre-processor directive statements, the concept is over. In the next class I will explain a new hot topic. So today I hope you enjoyed this session, and compulsory you better to practice at your home, then only all those things will understand by you, otherwise you can't understand. Thank you very much. Today I am going to end this session.